What's up, Keep Pounding Nation? We're back today with another video. Keep pounding. So this is the post game for the final game of the year against the New Orleans Saints in Charlotte. I'm correcting that from my previous video. I apologize about that. I didn't see on the schedule. Today's just been an off day for me, so I was spending today watching the game with some friends, and so some of this game I didn't really get to scout that much. I was a little distracted, so we'll get into the main ones, the main things about it. But first, let me just say thank you so much to Greg Olson for the many uh, games that you've given us, and the 9 years that you put into this franchise, man. Like, thank you so much. Like, you have no idea how much that has meant to Carolina as a whole. Uh, it's hard to find players like that, you know? And, Greg, if you're listening, just know, man, you got my love, dude. You got my love. You got love from me. I was rocking your jersey today. I don't care what color jersey we were wearing today. I'm rocking the Greg Olson jersey. You're darn right. Because this man is worth wearing a jersey for on his final game. And we sure are going to miss him if it is indeed his last. And I sincerely hope he retires here and they put his name up on the Ring of Honor, because there is no greater honor than that right there in Panthers history and lore. Alright, that being said, let's dive into what was this three-ring circus of a game. We lost 42-10. Wow. The entire first quarter, all we got was 14 total yards. 14 total yards. Like, all I could do is laugh at that. All I could do is laugh. Like, that's all you can do. The Turners need to go. They need to go this year. It's time. If we're only getting 9 yards total in one game, and now 15 total in one quarter, that does not cut it. Man, Will Greer is not the answer. I'm going to say that right now. Will Greer is not the answer. I have zero confidence in his ability to lead this team anywhere other than a dumpster. He needs to go. So, we put in Kyle Allen. Second half, after Christian McCaffrey does his thing, Greg Olson gets a catch. We started putting in a bunch of backups. They started doing okay. Realistically, this was not a very exciting game. But AJ Klein got a pick six. Oof. Oof. I love AJ Klein. I do. But I don't love him in a Saints uniform. I'll say that. I do not love him in a Saints uniform. I want him back in Carolina. I want him back something fierce. Ever since we got rid of him, I said, this is going to come back to bite us so hard. You have no idea. That was the dumbest decision I've ever seen us make. Well, I take that back. We've had some dumb ones over the past 5 or 6 years, but that's got to be up there on the list. Ugh. Anyway, so AJ Cohen gets the pick six. Kamara just slices through our defense like butter, as usual. We have nothing there to slow him down. It's like running through a paper bag. Like, come on, guys. It's the last game of the year. At least show some heart. Show some passion. Show some discipline. This is pathetic. I understand we want a loss here. To tank out and get the 7th draft pick. But this is not how I wanted it to happen at all. This is not how any of us wanted this to happen. This team has no passion, no heart, no discipline, lazy, and just all around dumb. They're not being coached correctly. And that's what I mean by dumb. I should probably say ignorant is the better word. Ignorant and not coached is the better phrase there. Because I saw so many opportunities where if we were coached properly, if these players were coached properly and executed within that proper coaching, they would have gotten the job done. Like, for instance, tackling. These players take the wrong angles. They don't get off their blocks. They're undisciplined as far as keeping their weight, their strength up to where they can actually push back on the line. And what I mean by that is, if you look at, there was one specific play where Bradbury just got absolutely roasted. And he was one-on-one on an island, just like Dante Jackson was complaining about a few weeks ago. And I never said that Dante Jackson was wrong. He was completely right in every one of his comments, but he chose the wrong methods to throw it out there. But one-on-one on an island, Bradbury versus, I think it was Cook. I don't remember which wide receiver it was, but we sent the house blitz and left Bradbury out there by himself. He got roasted, and not a single one of these guys broke the line. Not a single one of them that we sent in the blitz. Not even one. I think we must have sent at least 7 people, and not a single freaking one of them got past that offensive line. Are you serious, bro? When you blitz 7 people and none of them get through, that shows a lack of discipline and strength and in the weight room. Like, are y'all skipping arm and leg days? Are y'all skipping just strength days in general? Because this is This is getting ridiculous. If I see that again next season, I'm going to be really upset. That can't happen again. Now, I understand if the player is lacking talent. I understand if the player is lacking uh, the ability to push the line. I get that. But these players have the ability and the knowledge of where they're supposed to be rushing, how they're supposed to be rushing, and their technique. Ron was teaching them that. But they were still being lazy and undisciplined about it. Now that Ron is gone, now they're completely lazy and undisciplined. It wouldn't matter who the coach is. It wouldn't matter. It would not matter who the interim coach is. These guys are just plain lazy and undisciplined. And you don't fix that in 4 games. You don't fix that in 3 games. You don't fix that in 2 games. You don't fix it overnight. You fix that in the off season with a new head coach, with a new crew, new coordinators, and a new staff that knows what they're doing. And we're to that point where rebuilding has officially begun. We interviewed the Baylor coach and Mike McCarthy twice. That's what my sources are telling me right now. And those are official sources through ESPN and the Panthers website as well. So we will keep that under advisement. That coach was not on my radar, but he is now. I didn't expect him to actually be offered an interview, but he was, so that works. But getting back to this game, Luke Kuechly doing what he does. Christian McCaffrey broke the record. Congratulations to him. And I saw where he was the 3rd running back to break 1,000 yards. So that's fantastic. I could not be more happy for him, and his family was there to witness it, and even Tepper was in the house, to watch the game. So yeah, that's really cool, man. Congrats. I'm so excited for you, CMC. CMC the GOAT. Can we just give this man some love? Can we? Just flood the comment section with some love for CMC. That's what I want to see. That's how we're going to end this season, with some positivity. How about it, folks? I'm all about the positivity on this channel. And today we want to end this season on a good note on this channel. So that's what we're going to do. I want to real quick get into a few players that I thought were a little lazy today. Starting with Eric Reed in the end zone, giving up that touchdown. I mean, he just looked like he had no clue what he was doing. I was just like, how in the world can you just sit back there while this man is clearly trying to one-hand catch this ball and not knock it down? When you're 2 feet away from the man, standing there going, oh, I don't know. I don't know what to do. That's not coaching. That's being dumb. You know what to do, Eric. Come on, man. Use your noggin. You know, it's stupid stuff like that where we just don't use our noggin at all. And it just irritates me to no end. Okay, speaking of situations where we don't use our noggin, Trey Turner has been the main source of our holding calls for the past 5 or 6 games now. Trey Turner. He's got at least 1 or 2 a game. What are you doing, man? You're the beginning of why we can't move this ball. Stuff like that, man. I understand we don't have the talent on the line. But don't cause holding calls at least once a game. Use proper technique. You were taught that by Ron Rivera before he left. You know what to do. If not him, then surely the offensive line coach or somebody should have taught you how to do it. Or reminded you of your mistakes. Surely Perry Fuel has been looking at this tape for the past 2 weeks, has noticed it, and told you about what you're doing and how to fix it. Somebody has, I guarantee it. What bothers me, okay. Then we have a fumble that turned into a turnover off a basic handoff. What? Why? How many times do you run that in practice, and how does that turn into a fumble? Yeah, I'm just going to write that one off to the rain. Just the rain. We had one drop by Trey Boston that could have been a pick. Sure, the rain. I'll give you that one. The man's been putting up some effort. Let him have that one. You know? Let him have that excuse. He's earned it. But Will Grier, really? A fumble on a handoff? Again, the plan is to tank, but not like this. Not like this. This is not how we want to go out. You know, I'm just ready to bury this year with the rest of them. This was just an unacceptable year to me. We had so much talent that we wasted. And, you know, I think half this roster needs to go. And I'm saying that with full confidence right now. Half this roster needs to go. Half of y'all are not ready. You're not ready. You're undisciplined, you're lazy, you're taking plays off, and you're just not ready. You're unprepared to play these games. You know? Why do we continue to sign players that do this? Do we not have a brain management? Somewhere up there with a dozen or more people running this organization, somebody's got to have a brain and say that this cannot continue. Somebody's got to be a shepherd. We got so many sheep in this organization right now. Somebody's got to be a shepherd. And I was saying in an earlier video, this is not it. You're looking at Ross Cockrell yet again putting up more effort than half the defense. And Eric Reed's trying. Bless his heart, man. He's trying. He got some good run stops, but Luke Kuechly had to clean up for him, as typical. Then you've got, Trey Boston's trying his heart out. He's actually playing with some heart and some discipline and some mental ability. Where was this for the first 2/3 of the year? That's all I'm asking. Like, if you can do that for an entire season, plus the players that we have that are doing what they're supposed to be doing, and we're not confused as to where we're supposed to be, what we're supposed to be doing, what coverage, and where we're supposed to pass rush. Imagine the results we could get with the right coordinator that knows how to coach these guys. And I'm not saying we should deviate from the 3-4 yet. I was watching Big Cat's video a while back, live stream, where he was explaining the differences between the 3-4 and the 4-3 and why they worked. And I kind of agree with him. I think it's not yet time to deviate away from the 3-4. We just need to get the right personnel. So that's where we're going to start from in this draft. 2020 draft, left tackle needs to be our first pick. Without a doubt. Left tackle. And I'm still holding true to what I said. If we do not draft a left tackle in the first 3 rounds, fire Marty after the draft is over. Immediately after the draft is over. Don't wait. Fire him. Because I'm done with this. I'm done with this. We cannot afford yet another year of mediocrity due to the fact that we don't fix our offensive line. We cannot afford it. Not only 1 year, but 3, maybe even 4, if we don't fix this now. But I've already gone on that tirade several times this year. I'm not going to do it again. But Dennis Daly's been out. Greg Little's been out. We've had to rely on Darrell Williams, who is complete hot garbage at left tackle, to save our hides. We can do better. Alright, so like I said, video about the draft order positions is coming, as well as another video on Clemson players who we should sign and who we should not sign. Should they become draftable or undraftable? So, and I'm not just being biased towards Clemson. I'm also looking at other players. I just want to let everybody know that. Because I know I got a few comments about that last time. So I'm going to say something about that in this video and make sure that people know that. I'm not being biased towards one team. Yes, they are my favorite team in college, but that doesn't mean we have to draw completely from there. There's other teams, and I have a couple of them that I think would produce good players, possibly, that we typically don't look at. And I'll throw those into that video as well. So that we're not just one-trick ponies here. We're also looking at other teams and other players as well. But expect updates on the coaching search as well as what we're going to be doing as far as re-signing. That's coming up next. If Greg Olsen retires, I'm going to put that into another video, but not one by itself. So, just so you know that. Just so everybody's aware of that on this channel. Because I know somebody's going to ask me in the comments about that. Did I hear that Greg Olsen retired? If he does, be like, yes. And I've already explained this in the post-game video, if you care to watch it, that I'm putting it in another video included with that subject matter. So, it will be the next one, possibly. We'll see how that goes. And there's one more video as well that I need to put out, which is going to be the 2020 schedule and my early first look at it and what I think about it. So that's probably the one that's coming up first, unless we get a coaching search early within the next few weeks. If we do, then the Greg Olsen news will be in there if he does retire. Alright, guys. That about wraps up this season. So, definitely, if you were sticking around for the off-season, please do. I encourage you to do so. Hit that bell so you don't miss any new videos that are coming out. And I'm serious about that because I know how YouTube comment sections are, and I know how YouTube is. If you do not hit that bell, you will miss videos. Guaranteed. If you hit the bell, you're not guaranteed to get the videos in your notifications, but I would say there's a good healthy margin of them that will show up in your notification box. So, I don't know how many of those are getting clicked on, but I appreciate you, whoever's seen them. If you are not seeing them, let me know in the comments. There's probably nothing I can do because it's probably a YouTube issue and it's been ongoing for the past 4 years. But if there is something that I can do, I will try. And I will try to make that happen for you guys. Because I care about this channel and I want it to succeed. So that being said, let's bury this 2019 season for good. Sweep it under the rug, bury it with a shovel, throw it under the dam, wherever you want it. It's dead. Let's start fresh. Rebuilding process starts now. Hope for this franchise starts now. Also, last thing I want to mention, Teddy Bridgewater is scheduled to be a free agent in this offseason. I strongly encourage our management to sign him and get rid of Greer. Strongly suggest it. Like, I'm desperately pleading for you to sign him. This man is the answer to our quarterbacking problem. And he will guide us through 2020. We may not win many games, but I can guarantee you Teddy Bridgewater will try his freaking hardest to get this offense going. No matter what coordinators we have, no matter what coach we have going on, if we sign him. Do it. Alright, that being said, hope you guys had a great Christmas season and a Happy New Year. See you next year in 2020. Keep pounding.